We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tận tình, vị thứ pháp hội cấp nhất thiết chúng sanh. Tịnh chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã mùng, như há liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đắc lạc, tất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Đàn Thù Sư Chế Đô Yê Ở Lại Hồi Đi Sát Mèo San Pù Tô Xế. Nam mô Ta Đắc Tha Tô Yà Đà Yà La Đê Tam Hiệu Tam Bồ Đà Tòa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I am able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa ba hi qian wan jie nan zao yu. 我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Huay Nang, Great Master YongHua, all monks and nuns, all good new advisors, Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨六祖师父上人，各位出家人，各位上知识，阿弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Lục Tổ, Hoàng thượng Thiện Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone. Today is the 4th of June 2022. We're here at Way Mountain Temple to continue discussing the 6th Patriarch Sutra. We are on chapter 2, Prajna, on slide number 46. Okay, let's continue. Text, good no advisors, the capacity of the mind is vast and great, encompassing the Dharma realm. Its function is to understand thoroughly, distinguish clearly in accord with conditions. Therefore, it knows everything. All is one, one is all.
善知识，心量广大，遍周法界，用即了了分明应用，遍知一切，一切即一切。一切即一，一即一切。
47. Coming and going freely, the mind's substance is unobstructed. That is prajna.
去来自由，心体无滞，即是般若。
Okay, 48. Commentary. So, this chapter, the Master explains about prajna. Prajna refers to the transcendental wisdom, meaning the wisdom of enlightened people. When you enlighten, that's when you understand prajna. When you're not enlightened, you cannot understand prajna. So enlightened prajna is this kind of wisdom that's available to the people who have certified to first ground bodhisattva or higher. Okay? Below that, it's not possible for you to comprehend prajna. But here, the great master explains prajna for us. Okay? And it's a mouthful. It's so simple, and yet he has a way of expressing everything in such a beautiful, beautiful way. Okay. First, he says, capacity of the mind is vast and great, encompassing the Dharma realm. Okay? What is it saying? Vast and great. Quảng. Quảng đa. Okay, so it says here, the mind. Mind here, which mind are we referring to? Mind here refers to the true mind. Your true mind, not the thinking mind. There's a big difference between the thinking mind, and the true mind. The thinking mind is what you are accustomed to, is what you know. The one that you use to calculate and to differentiate and to discern, okay, and to gauge and to think, and that's what you use every day, okay. What he's referring to is the mind. This mind here is your true mind. The true mind here that you have, this capacity, 量. If you want to measure this mind, this true mind of yours that you own, that you possess, okay, is vast and great. Vast, meaning that it's not narrow, okay, like your thinking mind. 广 here, vast here, is broad, vast, is opposite to your thinking mind. Your thinking mind is narrow. Okay, it's limited. Vast here is no borders. Okay, vast, meaning that you don't see the boundaries. Okay, 大 is great. Great meaning it's compared as contrast as opposed to small. The thinking mind is small, your true mind is great. Okay? Encompassing the Dharma realm. So this mind here, this capacity, it has capacity to contain, okay? To reach the entire universe. This is why us mortals who are constantly using our thinking mind to calculate, to evaluate costs and benefits, okay, to scheme to make more money, to scheme to get more personal benefit, it's limited because you decided to, follow that small mind, that thinking mind. That's why you limit yourself. Whereas the true mind you have, okay, is boundless. It encompasses the Dharma realm. So if you will, look at this as a reminder that the scientists who use instruments to gauge things, to measure things, telescopes to look at things that our naked eyes cannot see, okay? They still depend on things, on external things. Whereas the true mind here, your true mind, okay, is boundless, is unlimited. Okay? So which one? So immediately comes to mind is, which one do you prefer to use? Okay, You only know how to work on your thinking mind and your small mind. You don't know how to use the true mind you have. Okay? But the first statement here says, there's this thing here you possess, and yet you're neglecting it. You are not utilizing it. Shocking? Huh? How come your mother never told you that? How come our dad never advised us? Its function is to understand thoroughly, distinguish clearly, accordingly. Okay. Not sure how the English translation is. Okay. So this, remember, our thinking mind is used for us to make money, to please ourselves, to indulge ourselves, get what we want, okay, and to scheme, and to calculate, okay. But you don't realize that your true mind, okay, 用即了了分明应用. Okay, so what is this true mind here that you are not using? You cannot use. The one you possess, what is it supposed to do for you? Its function, okay? This true mind here exists for a purpose. The purpose is called function. Everything has a function in life. The camera is supposed to take pictures. Yes? The phone is supposed to connect you with people. Yes? Okay. And use Google Pay. So, but this mind here, what is it? What is it for? Okay. Its function is to understand, 了了分明, is to understand clearly. Okay? It's nothing that it does not understand clearly. So far, so good. And 分明, so it can distinguish very clearly. It can discern. Okay? It can tell the difference. It can understand anything and everything. That's what you have. That's what all of you have. All of us have. Well, except for Alung. It remains to be proven. Alung, do you have the true mind or not? See? He's not even listening. I rest my case. Okay. So this true mind here, okay, can understand clearly, can distinguish clearly, and 应用. Its purpose is to accord. Okay? Accord. 应用, meaning you use it to accord with conditions. It's not forcing its way. It says, because I'm smarter than you, doesn't mean that you have to do it my way. So, in order to get things done, it can be very flexible. It can accord with conditions. Sometimes it says yes, sometimes it's no, sometimes it's great, sometimes it's mediocre, sometimes it's generous, sometimes very selfish. It depends on the circumstances. All right? So, for example, for me, in our world, in my world, monks, the great monks are supposed to be magnanimous, benevolent, generous. Is that the true mind? Hell no, it's a marketing ploy. You understand? It goes to your world too, what you're laughing at. your priest, your father, they all like that too. Huh? It's because it's not the true mind. That's how it comes out. So right there you say, oh, you fake. Okay? Because it's not truly you. So far so good. This mind here, this true mind here, can accord with conditions. It just knows. It just knows that, let's not talk to him. Let's engage. Huh? Let's back out. Let's proceed. So he knows the proper course of action. So far, so good. So what's another word for that? It is a function of wisdom. Wisdom is very flexible. It's not rigid at all. And it says, you are a communist. Therefore, you have to you have to do communist things. No, it can be anywhere. It can connect with anyone. Can do anything. Do the proper things. Not flexible at all. Not inflexible at all. Not only one way. You understand? Okay, so it can distinguish clearly. It can differentiate better now. Differentiating mind, differentiating mind, discriminating mind. This mind here, it's a capacity to discriminate, okay, to distinguish. It's very limited. Where this true mind here, okay, it's much more accurate and can accord with conditions. So far, so good. Anyone has any problems? Its function is to be flexible and accord. It's not rigid at all. Okay? So far, so good? And that's Master Hsuan Hua's right there. You know that? It describes exactly Master Hsuan Hua. Behavior as a person. Yes, 9. And not his disciples, for example. Okay? Master Hsuan Hua is vast, great. He can embrace anything and everything. Bad people, evil people, good people. He embraces them all. Okay? Encompassing the Dharma realm, it understands thoroughly, thinks clearly, and can accord. It knows how to navigate through obstacles. Okay, it's not rigid, like only one way. Okay, you don't do it my way, okay, then you're wrong. Because I have more wisdom than you, therefore you must do it my way. That's called limited wisdom. Yes, enlightened people, they have wisdom, but not all of them have this kind of capacity of mind that's vast and great, encompassing a Dharma realm. Understand thoroughly, that's why it no longer discriminates, no longer demands that you follow my standards, okay? Distinguish clearly, does not mistake one for the other, and it can accord, okay? Why does it need to accord? Because that's how things get done quicker and more effortlessly. You never force it. Yes, 9.
I have a quick question. So, how do you know when to be strict as a wise person? How would a wise person know when to be strict and when to be flexible? Because I'm assuming that sometimes you have to be strict in some cases or some instances.
How? How do you know? The question is not how do you know? The question is how come you don't know? When you ask me, I said, how come you don't know that? You understand my point? How can you explain to someone who doesn't know? If you don't know, how can it be explained to you? I bet you your father will never ask you such a question and give you such an answer. It cannot be explained to you, son. Yes, 9.
They have, or he has. So, yeah.
They have? He stole from us. Okay, therefore it knows everything. There's nothing it does not know. Go ahead, Conk.
Hello. Master, you said that all this description belongs to people who are greatly enlightened, but then you said that Master Sona's disciples are not like that. Only Master Sona was like that. Does that mean is that something that you need to get trained, or is it like it's just like you need to be a lot higher level of the wisdom?
It's a difference between high-level prajna and low-level prajna. Okay, anyone else? Okay, I talked to Master Shewa. I communicated with him a few times. He never forced anything. Never, ever. Okay? So that's a function of being able to accord. You know, it's very flexible. Yes, 9.
So my next question will be, how can I attain a higher level of wisdom without being Buddhist?
It's not possible, my son. Without being Buddhist. He keeps on pushing his cause. First of all, he's trying to convert us. And after we become Christians and Catholics, and he says, you see, that's how you become enlightened. Because look at me, I am enlightened. Yes, go ahead, JMT.
헬로 마스터, 질문이 있는데 예전부터 궁금했던 건데 우리가 하는 종지에 수연불변에서 그 인연을 따르되 변하지 않고와 그러니까 수연불변과 반연의 차이가 무엇인지 질문 드립니다. 상욱님 괜찮으세요? 예, 수연불변이 인연을 반연하다. 그 차이. 어차피 결국에 인연에 따라서 마음이 움직이는 건데. 네, 맞아요. 수연불변, 불변수연의 수연과 인연에 반연하다의 그 차이를 모르겠어가지고. 그러니까 반연하다는 게 반연 뜻을 반연하다. 스님 그러면 반연하다가 네이버에 검색을 해보면 이걸 읽어주면 될 것 같아요. 마음이 대상에 의지하여 작용을 일으키다라는 뜻이거든요. 그러니까 결국에 마스터께서 말씀하신 수연이 인연에 따른다는 거고 반연하다는 것은 마음이 대상에 따라서 움직인다는 거니까 인연에 반연하다와 수연하다는 것의 차이를 모르겠다는 거죠. 그러니까
현안 쓰기 미안한데 현안
네.
Hello, Master Jumi is asking what's the difference between scheming to the conditions and accord with the conditions.
What's the difference? That's a good question. If you must ask, can someone help her out? What's the difference between according with conditions and scheming for you? Yes, go ahead, 9.
Is it not when you're scheming, you're not like, you are more like trying to force it in a way? Like, for example, please give me the answer, master, or it could be like something like, you're just trying to force it instead of just going with the flow.
Instead of going with the flow. Okay, anyone else? Jewel Kong. What's the difference?
Master, I feel that scheming has a personal gain, and the accord with condition doesn't necessarily look for a personal gain.
That's right. In general, for this person's level, the answer is when you scheme, then there is you scheming for yourself. You're scheming for personal gains. That's a difference. You scheme in order to benefit yourself. If that's what you do, then you're using your small mind. And therefore, the benefits you get when you scheme are very, very small. And every time that you scheme, then you are limiting yourself to the smaller gains. So it's not a good use of your time, and will not bring you good results in the long run. Okay? Because as long as you scheme for yourself, that is rather self-defeating. Because what happens is when you scheme for yourself, you will tend to, number one, go for smaller gains, short-term gains. And number two, eventually you will find yourself, because you're constant scheming, that you are actually going against your previous efforts. Okay? Because your thinking mind is very fickle. Sometimes it likes it hot, sometimes it likes it cold, sometimes it likes it sweet, sometimes it likes it sour. Sounds familiar? Sometimes it feels like a burger, sometimes it feels like rice. Make sense? Sounds familiar? Huh? And that's why when you keep on relying and excelling at scheming, at calculating, at seeking personal gains, that's called scheming, you are getting very small benefits. And you will eventually compete against yourself because of the nature of the ego. It contradicts itself. Sounds familiar? Huh? I love you. Sound familiar? And now I hate you. So that's scheming. What about according with conditions? According with conditions here requires the lack of the ego, number one. Meaning that the ego is not foremost in your actions. Your action is in order for you to make yourself happy. Okay? And the ego, as long as it's there, it asks for satisfaction. Sounds familiar? I like it. I don't like it. I like it. I like it. I don't like it. Okay? So because of that, it cannot accord with conditions. It forces itself on conditions. Okay? So it takes wisdom to be able to accord with conditions. GMT. Hello? Okay, forget about JMT.
보선사 안 들립니다. 지금 뮤트돼 있는 것 같아요.
돼 있는데 네. 좀 더 구체적으로 질문드리면 그렇다면 마스터를 위한다고 일을 하지만 정말 마스터를 위하는 건지 마스터를 위한다라고 하면서 자기 이익을 챙기는 건지를 어떻게 구분할 수 있는지를 좀 더 구체적인 예를 들어서 질문드립니다.
How can I make a discern for two things? The first thing is if I work for master, and the second thing is work for by myself. I mean, I can say that I work for master, but how can I know that it's really for master or it's really for myself? How can I know
How do
that?
you answer this lady who says, how do I know I'm really help master or I'm helping myself? Yes, 5. How does she know?
Thank you, Master. 안녕하세요. For me, I think the answer is you don't have to worry about it. When you work for your good knowing advisor, you just trust that it's the right thing to do. If you benefit, great. If you don't, great.
Okay. Anyone else? How do you know that you're helping me instead of helping yourself? Go in. How do you know? How does any one of you know you're helping yourself versus helping me? Conk. How do you know?
Master, hello? Hello? Is it something, maybe it's something that somebody should know by, like, it's something we know ourselves the best. Like it's only ourselves know if we are self-benefiting or work for master. We need to be honest ourselves.
But if you know yourself, won't yourself try to fool yourself?
If you help master long enough or sincerely enough, maybe master will teach us.
Wishful thinking. That's called blind faith. You must follow a cult or something. Yes, 2.
Master, well, first of all, there is a rule that it says, you don't know what you don't know. So how can you, even when you're in that condition, how you're going to know that you are not who you are benefiting, yourself or the master, right? And then
So it's hopeless?
I guess that person...
You're doomed? That's it? I mean, that's it. You don't know, then you're doomed for life.
Yeah, so there is this depends on the levels that people are, because some, they get to know that they don't know, and then there is some that they know, and then they actually do something different, like they are aware of that, but they actually put themselves to benefit master, or, so I guess it depends on the levels, Master.
It depends on the level. It sounds very wise. Yes, Jewel Conk. How do you know that you're helping yourself and not helping Master? That's a big question. I always ask myself, is she helping herself? Or is he helping himself? Huh? Go ahead, too.
T.S. Geppetto said, without using the thinking mind, try to show the difference.
Try to show the difference without using a thinking mind.
Apple said, if you help Master, help the temple, you help yourself at the same time. You don't need to distinguish.
Okay, don't need to distinguish, just help yourself.
Lan Fang said, when I don't have enough wisdom to tell, I will follow my good knowing advisor's suggestion.
Follow reminder, but okay, very good.
Yong said, we do it and we help ourselves. Master doesn't need help. You don't do it, then other people will step up and do it.
Cannot be further from the truth. Okay, anyone else? Don't believe that person. Master needs a lot of help. Master's desperate. Yes, too.
Speaking from personal experience.
Yes.
When Master tells me to do something, my ego usually will say, why do I need to do this? I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. And I still do it anyways.
So are you helping yourself or you're helping Master?
If I am helping myself, I wouldn't do it.
I see. Okay, 9.
It'll be benefiting both Master and yourself.
Very important. Master yourself. This girl has wisdom beyond her age. Her age. You know, she says, I'm going to just take the middle road. I'm helping him, helping me. Excellent. Yes, Catholic.
I don't know how to say that in English, but...
Can say Espanol.
Yeah, I will say it in Spanish because I don't know how to translate it in English. I will usually do what we call in
Say in
Catholicism,
Espanol, it's better.
examine the conciencia. Look into yourself and your consciousness to see who are you doing it really for. And you could see who you're doing it for, but in that case, it doesn't really matter. Because when you help someone, you help yourself and you help the other person.
Hallelujah. I understand Espanol now. Oh, that's progress. Did you want to say something, 7? Yes, 7.
Thank you, Master. I have to really plead my ignorance because I don't think like that. I don't think, am I going to benefit if I do this? I mean, it just seems like such, for me, very petty and stupid. And I just, if someone asks me to do something, I try my best to do it. I don't have that kind of, I don't think that way. Sorry.
Okay, there's wisdom there somewhere. Yes, 2.
Yi Nguyen said, if you take a loss, then you're helping Master. Christopher L. said, when I do something to help myself, instead of helping someone else, I would feel guilty. But if I help someone like Master, I would feel good. Sao Sunim, can you ask the YouTube Korean question?
While Sang Wuksunim is trying to translate the question, we switch over to DTT.
Hello.
Oh, TNT. I mean,
상욱님 어느 부분이요? 아 잠깐만요.
잠깐만요, just a moment.
Working.
Okay, Dharma Treasury.
한국말?
Hello. So I think while you have an ego, you're always helping yourself.
You have ego, you're always helping yourself. Very good. What about Korea? Are you done? Translating. Okay. Well, it depends on who asks the question. The original person who originally asked the question, when he says, how do I know I'm helping myself, helping Master? Okay, that person is always helping herself. We all know that. I mean, that's clear. You see her coming and say, let me help you. Say, no, you're helping yourself. We all know that, right? I mean, that's... That's always the case. Okay. So how do you know the answer is, if you still have an ego, then you're helping yourself. Okay? Why? Because as long as an ego, okay, then the ego is always trying to help itself. Ego is me first. Okay? And therefore, you still have a self, then everything you do is self-serving. Everything. So, related question about the original person who asked the question is, so how do I get out of that state? I know I have an ego, I'm helping myself, okay? So how do I get out of that? How can I stop helping myself, okay? You stop helping yourself by, the fastest way is to help your good no advisor. Keep on helping and helping and helping and helping. Eventually, when you have enough blessings, then your good no advisors can tell you, can teach you how to terminate your ego, how to kill it. But until then, it's not possible to show you how. It's not possible for you to understand how. You can't do it. Okay? Is it clear? Jewel Kong.
네, 마스터 안녕하세요. 질문이 있는데요. 오늘 새벽에 명상을 하는데 제 머릿속에서 바퀴벌레가, 검정색 엄지손톱만한 바퀴벌레가 우글우글하는 걸 봤는데 좀 너무 충격을 받았고 징그럽고 역겨웠는데 왜 그런 게 제 머릿속에 들어있는 건지, 그게 번뇌를 의미하는 건지 한번 여쭤보고 싶었습니다.
And then in my mind, I saw lots of cockroaches. The size is like a thumb. So there are lots of things, and then I was very shocked. And then I'm wondering why I have such a thing in my mind. Are they my affliction?
So can you repeat it, please?
During the meditation, I saw lots of cockroaches in my mind.
Cockroaches in the mind?
Yes, cockroaches.
You mean the small thing that runs around when it's dark? The same one that runs in my kitchen?
So I'm wondering why I have such a thing in my mind. Are they afflictions?
No, it's because your mind is full of cockroaches. I thought it's clear. Okay? You have a lot of cockroaches in your mind. That's all. It's clear. I thought, Is there a follow-up question?
너무 징그러웠는데 어떻게 치우면 되나요?
Then how can I remove them?
Excellent. Okay. First of all, for you to be able to admit that you have a lot of cockroaches is a very important step. Most people says, nah, it's not me. I'm not like that. Sounds familiar? You don't understand me at all. I'm not like that. How could you think of me like that? I have no cockroaches. Okay? So it takes wisdom to be able to say, oh my God, my mind has so many cockroaches. That's a big, big step forward already. How many of you think that your mind is full of cockroaches? See? See, we're all superior people. Okay, so you need to recognize there's a problem, that unless you see the problem, you cannot fix it. This is a problem with people in the world. The people in the world, worldly people said, I don't have a problem. You don't understand me at all. Okay? I'm really helping you, Master. It's not, I don't think of myself, I'm helping you. But guess what? And you ask, in my mind I said, but who's helping me? He says, Yumi is helping you, Master. I said, there's still a Yumi? Then Yumi is helping Yumi. Yumi is not helping Master. You understand my point? As long as there's a Yumi, then there will always be cockroaches in Yumi's mind. Oh!
It's a Jumi.
I changed names. I mean, you can name it, Isabella or Jim, Martina. Doesn't matter. As long as there's, cockroaches, it's because there is an ego. Okay? But the fact you recognize the cockroaches, that means that what you can do is you cannot undo all the cockroaches, or get rid of all the cockroaches at once. Okay, you can let go of some cockroaches. Okay, that's all you can do. And in order to let go of those cockroaches, you have to find them despicable. You find them undesirable. Okay, yeah. If you still find it attractive, those cockroaches to be beneficial, then they still will be around. So the easiest way to get rid of cockroaches is to find cockroaches very, very, very undesirable. Okay, so it takes identifying which cockroaches that you really don't want. So far, so good? So this is what, by the way, the Hinayana practitioners do. They go to the mountain and they see all these cockroaches coming up, okay? And they said, nope, I'm not going there. No, I'm not going there. No, I'm not going there. You do it often enough because they have nothing else for them to do out in the wilderness, then eventually the cockroaches will disappear because they reject the cockroaches. You shouldn't. So that's their secret. Their secret is that they find the cockroaches detestable, undesirable. That's the requirement number 2. The cockroaches are so undesirable, and therefore you bring forth a mind of shame of yourself, of dislike of yourself, to like such cockroaches, to harbor such cockroaches. Am I making sense? So it requires being truthful to yourself. What happened is that people in the world, worldly people, would not dare confront their own cockroaches. They disguise cockroaches. They say, no, it's not me. You don't understand me at all. Okay? Yes, 2.
Master, those who says, no, that's not me, I don't have that, is it because they just don't know?
No.
Or because they're embarrassed, or they're just...
Because that's how worldly people function. They will not, they will deny their flaws. They will not admit that they have problems. Because they're protecting their ego. And that's what worldly people do. Yes, 6.
Okay, thank you, Master. So is our ego is something that we are born with or produced due to our affliction?
Ego is something that grows stronger as you engage with the world. You live in the world. The more you engage in the world, the stronger your ego becomes. So you notice the babies, the ego is not as strong. As they learn more, they appreciate, for example, at their age right now, they're thinking of playing, so the ego only wants to play. And then when they get a little bit older now, they said, okay, I want now, instead of playing, I also want good food. Okay? And then, and after that, they say, okay, I want to have shoes, I want to have toys, I want to have clothes. Okay? And then you get to the age of Isabella or Sabina, and they said, now I want a boyfriend. That's when it gets horribly complicated. Now the ego is full-fledged. You have anything to say for yourself, Sabina? Say, how do you know? It's called goodbye, innocence. Hello, world. You go ahead, JMT.
Hello, Master. My new name is Yumin. Because Yumin.
She's not there. It's so hard to see your faces when your head is so small. Your head's about the size of the lead of a pencil, my pencil number 2. So you all look the same.
Yes, Master. My new name is Yumin.
Okay.
Yes. 마스터께서 시킨 일을 상수는 일단은 메시지 문자 카톡을 보시면 되고 마스터께서 시킨 일을 하기 싫어도 하는 건 믿음의 문제였던 것 같고 그 다음에 우리의 에고가 손실이라고 포장을 하면서 마스터의 일이라고 하면 그것은 내 자신을 속이기 때문에 마스터의 일이라고 착각할 수 있는 영역인 거고 개인적으로 피터의 대답에 되게 마음이 좀 안심이 됐는데 제가 이곳에서 복이 있어서 마스터의 옆에서 계속 생존하게 된다면 시작은 이기심으로 시작을 했지만 끝은 마스터를 위하는 길로 가지 않을까 생각해 봅니다. Thank you, Master. Thank you, Peter.
Even if I don't want to do what Master want me to do, it's about faith. And our ego is always say that I'm taking loss and it's for Master. And listening to Peter's answer, I feel comfortable. So if I survive with due to blessing, then in the beginning, even if it's for myself, at the end, it might be for Master.
Okay, bless you, my child. Anyone else? Yes, too.
John Poster is asking, how do you control your sexual desire?
How do you control your sexual desire? Okay, there's so many ways in Buddhism to control sexual desires. Okay, depending on the level, depending on circumstance, and so forth. Okay, it turns out that sexual desire is a very powerful engine. So if you know how to use it, okay, then you become enlightened quicker. So it's about training. And that's something that that's the difference between the people who receive training versus people who don't know how to do it. Okay, what happened in Buddhism is your teachers are the one who in Mahayana are the ones who have put an end to sexual desires already, and that's why they're able to see how they got there, and they begin to understand how to help you get there yourselves. Okay, so in Buddhism, there is a methodology behind it. In particular, in a Chan school, when you learn meditation, meditation is a very powerful tool to help you put an end to sexual desire. Okay, that's all. But the short answer is the best way to put an end to sexual desire is to get help from a good knowing advisor. It's not something you can figure out yourself. Yes, too.
From Go Forest Daniel, Master, is it a good practice to err and expose our evil and less desirable characteristics?
At the temple, yes. At work, no. At work, you should selectively do it. At the temple, you should. You should pervasively and unselectively expose your weaknesses and admit your weaknesses. Don't hide. But in the real world, it's probably not advisable. In the real world, people who have wisdom pretend to expose their weaknesses. Okay? All right. So going back to the text, okay? Therefore it knows everything. So, 遍智一切, okay? So it says, this true mind of yours, it knows everything. Okay? And therefore, everything is one, and one is everything. Okay? All is one, one is all. Okay? So that mind of yours, that true mind of ours, because it knows everything, therefore it is everything. Does it make sense? So, because, see, it knows everything, and actually this everything here, okay, is exactly that one thing. And because the one thing, if it knows everything, therefore it is everything, if you will. Okay? So why do you have to stress only one, one is all? Okay? Only one, all is one, is for those of you who are not there yet, those of us who are not there yet. Because right now, we don't see that everything is one, right? For example, we see that there's two at least when it comes to money. Yours and your wife, Is that clear? Yes, 5.
Thank you, Master. My wife taught me a third option.
Which is?
She said when we got married, your money is my money, and my money is my money.
There's wisdom there. Yes, Daniel.
I remember now that, as with Peter, Apple told me the same thing.
Asian ladies do have wisdom. Anyone else? Okay? So you see, that shows that everything is not one for Asian ladies. It's proof right there. See? So it shows that, it shows that, so this is why the Chinese say everything, all is one, one is all. So all is one is that to remind us, those of us who are not there yet, if you still don't see as one, you see as 2, as 3 in some cases, okay, then you don't have real wisdom yet. You don't have a true mind yet. Your mind is not quite true yet. So far, so good. And then the reminder, it says, once you are enlightened, you see, yi here is one, ji yi qie. It says, once you are enlightened and you still feel you are better than her, than him, than me, then you don't have the ultimate wisdom yet. That's why they said, it sounds like it's the same thing, but actually it's different. It addresses different audiences, if you will. Okay? Starting out, again, I remind you, 一切即一, meaning that everything is one. And of course, for us, unenlightened people, of course it's not true, right? I mean, it's just you, it's me. That's yours and mine, and hers, and his. Okay? There's a Vietnamese, and there's Korean, and there is, Malaysian, there is European, there's white, there's yellow, there's black. Okay? It's not the same, yes? So that right there tells us that we have no wisdom. So far, so good? Right there is the proof. If you keep on insisting that, no, you, me, I'm me, then you have no wisdom yet. You cannot refute that. Okay? And for those of you who've seen the one already, meaning that true mind already, okay? That true mind, it's full-blown, will be everything. Meaning that many of you are enlightened already out there. Especially Master Hsuan disciple, you're enlightened. But you still if you still see yourselves better than the rest of us, then you don't have the great wisdom yet. You have a little bit of wisdom, but not great wisdom. That's a fact. This is the Patriarch's teaching, not my teaching. Okay? It's beautiful how the sages, gently teach us. Okay, all of us. All is one. One is all. Okay, coming and going freely. Where is that? Okay. 心体无耻，即是般若。Okay. Say all is one, one is all. Okay, said this true mind of ours is everything. Okay? But since you don't see everything is just the one thing, okay? But you see 2, you see 3, you see 4, you see 10. You still see Americans, you still see Nazis, you still see Mussolini, you still see, imperial Japan, you still see and so forth, okay? Then you have no wisdom whatsoever. You screwed up. You cannot be trusted, okay? If whoever trusts you is stupid, okay? So if you cannot see that, okay, and those of you who are enlightened already, because your master certified you as enlightened already, and yet you still see yourself better than someone else. Okay? Then you don't have ultimate wisdom yet. Your wisdom is very, very limited. So far, so good. Next. Coming and going freely. Okay? That is talking about freedom. Okay? It comes and goes. Okay? Without effort. Without any encumbrances. I can feel like it and walk into where do you live, sir?
Catholic.
What?
Oh, what I do?
Yeah, where do you live?
No,
where do you live? Where do you put your toothbrush? And your toothpaste, and your underwear. Why? Why, you don't talk like that at your church? You don't have underwear? Sorry, I guess so. You're going to deny you don't wear underwear? Catholics are weird. Okay, so coming and going freely, okay? Because you feel the word we said? At ease. Okay, coming and going freely. Yeah? 去来自由. You go, wherever you go, you feel freely, you feel free to go. Okay, when you feel freely to come, okay, so wherever you go, you feel at ease, if you will. So far, so good. That is the Buddhist concept of freedom. Freedom is not freedom. Freedom is self-mastery. Freedom for the modern days people is money, yes? But actually it's not freedom. That freedom there only exists because of money. Okay? Freedom should have no dependency whatsoever. So that's why it's called self-mastery. Your own being. You're not attached to anything. You're not obstructed by anything. So far, so good? Okay. The mind substance is unobstructed. Okay? So this true mind, the substance of your true mind is unobstructed. Okay? Actually, this Wu Chu here has multiple meanings, and that the translation you have to be careful with. Okay, so this unobstructed actually also means unhindered, undefiled, unstuck, unpleasant, uncumbersome, unslow, unshort-sighted, unuseful, unstupid, unethical, okay, and so forth. And it's all kinds of uns, okay, all kinds of wu. Okay, wu zhu here it's such a elegant way of putting it. Okay, zhu here is that stopping you. So what's stopping you? Unstoppable. Okay, unhindered. Okay. Unbothered, unflustered, Whatever you can think of, it's that. That's what is true here. Chinese is just a beautiful thing. Okay? This is true here. It cannot stop me. It cannot, it's unruffled. Huh? So far, so good. Nothing can stop you. Nothing can bother you. Nothing can afflict you. Nothing can make you feel uncomfortable. Questions or comments? So when you are, as your mind is in the state described by the 6th Patriarch, it says, let's remind ourselves what true mind is like. Okay, it's vast, it's great, and encompasses the Dharma realm. So far, so good. Okay, when you use it, okay, when it's there, you use it. When it's there, you know that it understands clearly. It can differentiate. It can accord with conditions beautifully. Okay, effortlessly. Okay, and it knows everything. Nothing it does not know. Okay, when you're there, then you know that everything is just one. Okay, and that's why it's meant to say, is that what you see? Is that you understand? Is everything just one? Or you still differentiate between Catholics and Buddhists? Okay, and me and you. Okay, black versus white. Okay, and then you don't have any wisdom. So far, so good. And for those of you who think you have wisdom, you have the one mind of enlightened people, okay, and yet you don't see everything. You are still are not able to accept everything, embrace everything. 一即一切, meaning one here can embrace everything. The good, the bad, the ugly. And Clint Eastwood. Dang, 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 dang. Huh? Can you embrace everything? One is just everything. One is all, meaning you can embrace it. Okay? You a bad person, I still embrace you. You break precepts, I still embrace you. You don't break precepts, I still embrace you. Okay? You embrace everything. You embrace your wife. You embrace someone else's wife. I take it back. Okay, not that far. You find it funny, huh? See? You cannot see everything. I rest my case. Such unenlightened people. So far, so good. I don't think the Koreans find it funny at all. They say, it's going too far. Okay, so one is everything. One can embrace everything. That's what it means. So far, so good. Okay, can you not judge others? You're not good enough. You're too short. You're too Chinese. You know what I mean? There's no wisdom there. You cannot embrace it. So far, so good? Okay, so, okay. 俱来自由心体无止. So it says, you can be comfortable everywhere. You coming and going without any hindrances. Okay, you're coming and going freely. Okay, without any hesitation. Okay, and 心体无止. So the substance of your true mind, okay, has no hindrances whatsoever. Yeah, it's nothing that's bothered. Nothing can bother it. the good, the bad, the ugly. It doesn't bother it. So far, so good? Okay. Yeah. That is prajna. That's prajna right there. Questions or comments? Q&A.
We can hear Gold first.
Hello, Master. Can you hear us?
I think so.
Oh, yay. Thank you. Whenever Xianlia manned the audio station all by herself.
Who?
And it's working.
Xin Liao. Really?
Yeah.
Xin Liao. Are you sure it's the Xin Liao that I know?
I didn't know how to do it.
It's the same one? Okay. Wow. This girl is multi-talented. I thought she only cooks.
No,
Okay.
Master Sangha is all very multi-talented.
Yeah. But one is everything.
That's right. Yeah. I think I was going to comment on the 无智, the non-obstructed.
Yes.
I think it was just. I was
unhindered.
just going to comment that it has this connection with coming and going, because it implies that, like, that movement has no obstruction. Like, it's very. It's not obstructed in that coming and going. But I also wonder. Where is the coming and going? Like, there's also it's often said that the Ru Lai, there's not Wu Qu Wu Lai, right? There's no going or no coming. So, why there's coming and going in this? That's a question.
Okay, that's a good question. So yes, exactly. Wu Chu here refers to movement, okay, coming and going, unhindered, unobstructed. That's correct. Okay, so this is the advantage the Chinese have over us. It's in one phrase. 居来自由性体无止. It's the same phrase. It's not supposed to be separated. It's describing one thing. Okay, the movement is unobstructed. The movement of the mind is unobstructed. Okay, so it describes when the mind moves. Okay, it comes and goes. Whether it goes to, okay, for example, you're in the Pure Land, Amitabha in the Pure Land. Okay, but for him to come to the Tao world where we are, to bring us back, to bring Goyin back, and there's no hurry, right, Goyin? To bring Goyin back, okay? So Amitabha can go to our Saha world to bring Goyin back, okay? Without any obstruction. Meaning that the Buddha can go from the Pure Land, okay? He says, I'm the Pure Land, but I go to the Saha world to bring her back, okay? I can do that. And at the same time, I'm still in the Pure Land teaching my disciples. So I'm not neglecting my Pure Land disciples while I go and fetch new recruits. Meaning he can be here and he can go to the Pure Land at the same time without any obstructions. Have you thought about that? You think that, unlike you, your thinking is that if I'm with Master is in San Francisco, therefore he's in San Francisco. So we have to wait until he goes down to Los Angeles. It's because my coming and going is not freely. It's not done freely. You see that? But for Buddha, Amitabha Buddha, okay, he goes from the Pure Land, he goes to the Saha world to bring back a person, okay? He goes, okay? And he goes and comes back freely. No obstruction. So far, so good? Does it help? That's his state. So that's why you can describe it as, if you look at that, okay, then you can say that there's no coming, there's no going, because Amitabha is still there. You see that? Amitabha is still in the Pure Land. So the concept of you saying he going to the Saha world and coming back, okay, is, you say, it's no going, it's no coming, because he's still there. At the same time, they're still coming and going as well. That's the state of the Buddha. Yes, 9.
Apple says that she wants to repent for killing cockroaches when she was 7 years old, that she used to cut them in half, and she didn't know any better.
Did she try frying them? How many?
Doesn't say.
Too many. Hopeless. Okay. All right. Does it answer your question? So it depends on the perspective. Okay. For the Buddha state, he's no coming and going. Okay. But for us, especially for Gu Yin, say, oh, the Buddha, I'm so cool. The Buddha's coming to get me. You know, to bring back with him to the Pure Land. So for us, for unenlightened people, they still see coming and going. But for enlightened people like the Buddha, it says, it's no coming, it's no going. Go ahead, 9.
She says dozens, hundreds every day.
100 every day?
It says, she doesn't even know, she just dozens and hundreds every day.
Started 100 every day? Okay, so how did she do that? Roach Motel? I tried, never could reach 100 a day. That's a lot, you know. Superior technology, let me tell you. It used to drive me crazy, you know. Like I went to Master Hsuan temples. We're not supposed to kill, right? You would be a loved person and say you can't kill. And here we are. The kitchen is full of cockroaches. Have you ever been to a temple at night? You wake up at 2 a.m. and you sneak to the kitchen to get something to drink. What else? Xinan. You know what I'm talking about. So you happen to wake up at 2 a.m. and you say, oh, I'm so thirsty. You go and you go to the kitchen and you turn on the lights and you say the floor actually moves. 1,000 cockroaches moving. You know what I'm talking about? Monks and nuns. Where is Xian Tong? Okay. So my temple, my master's temple is like that. So I didn't know what to do. I said, my God, it's unhygienic, and if the health department comes, they can shut the temple down. You know that? And luckily they don't come for inspection at 2 a.m. But they're there, and but we can't kill them. So what to do? If we kill them, how are we going to become enlightened? Go ahead, DTT.
Yeah, Master, I have a question. Can an enlightened person regress and become unenlightened again?
Yeah. In the Sahara world, it's possible. In the Pure Land, it's not possible. But in the Sahara world, it's possible. And that's why the Sahara world is very dangerous. You're not careful, you'll lose the gains you made. This is a land of regression. You do wrong, you create offenses, you will regress. You cannot take things for granted here. This is why when you go to the Pure Land, you'll never regress. Never, ever. But as long as you're here, there's a chance that you will trip and fall and regress. Did you have a question? 5?
Thank you, Master. I was gonna answer your question. What do you do at 2 a.m. when you
Yeah, what do you do at 2 a.m?
Moving floor. Isn't there? I remember. I don't know if it was a sangha who shared with me some time ago, but can't you ask the cockroaches to go somewhere else? And just, be like, I don't want to accidentally step on you. I'm very tired. I'm sleepy. I'm not always aware. And it could be better for you. There's like a church down the street that has better food than we do that you could potentially go to instead.
Don't you feel guilty if they moved next door to your neighbors? You don't feel guilty at all.
It's a game of give and take. I think some of those things may be beyond me because the cockroaches could win. They get better food maybe. Maybe they like the cookies at the church versus the chocolate truffles at the Buddhist temple. I don't know.
This man will never become enlightened. You know that. Okay, and that settles it. As I always said, the white people really have no hope. Because they're too smart. They say, "Hey, I can explain that." Go ahead, Q&A.
Master, this is a YouTube question from Kevin in Chinese.
Yes.
The question is, Master, why after cultivating Chan, wisdom will appears by itself and not learned from others or externally? I'm not sure if my understanding of the 6th Patriarch Sutra is correct.
What happened is, I explained to you the general process. That is, your wisdom is it's unfolded when you practice chant. When you practice, when you engage in Buddhist practices, your wisdom will unfold. Okay, meaning this is the official line, meaning that you enter samadhi and naturally your wisdom is unfolded. Okay, so it's a natural process. Okay, so you need that the trigger is you need to enter samadhi, meaning that you need to reach a certain level of samadhi before the corresponding wisdom will unfold. Meaning that at each level of samadhi, okay, is associated with a level of wisdom. So that's why this is the genius of the Buddhist training, where we don't talk about it, we don't explain to you what wisdom is, what prajna is, and so forth. These are the general explanations. What we excel doing is teaching you how to get to develop those samadhi levels, because as soon as you develop samadhi levels, your corresponding wisdom will naturally unfold. That's how it works. You don't have to do a thing. It will naturally unfold. Okay? And then because of that, now you can broaden that wisdom. In other words, the samadhi level is analogous to an elevator. You get on the elevator, okay, and access to different floors. Yes, it goes up, okay, and up and up and up. So the fact that you stop at certain floor number 27, okay, that means that you can get out and have access to floor number 27. So far, so good. So that's why when we practice Chan, the Chan practice, Chan training is enabling you to have access to those floors, to reach higher and higher and higher and higher. Okay? And as you reach a certain level of samadhi, then you naturally can explore and broaden your wisdom naturally. That's how precise it is for us, the knowledge of how to develop wisdom, how to develop samadhi, okay, and so forth, and what is the foundation of samadhi and so forth. So Mahayana, especially Chan, has such precise information that the other disciplines do not. Okay, it's not something that you can, let's say, uncover yourself, because your ego will stop yourself. Okay? You restrict yourself, you inhibit yourself from developing samadhi. So that's why the Chinese are incredibly wise. They said, don't listen to yourself. The Buddha says, don't listen to yourself. Don't trust your mind. Don't trust your knowledge. Trust the good know advisors instead. Especially when you're still an idiot, do not trust yourself. Idiots have no chances at all to understand. And we call you stupid, you call you idiot, because it's a reminder. I know it's not pleasant, but it's a reminder for you that it's not possible for you to understand. That's why you're an idiot. You can be smart, you can have a PhD, you can be a core genius in the world, okay? You're still an idiot. Because you cannot be taught. Whatever we say, you don't get it. You know, it takes special people to be to dare to sit there and take all this beating week after week when we call you stupid, stupid idiot, stupid idiot, stupid idiot. Okay? That's part of the ongoing assault of your ego. If you can't take it, then get out. Live your ego. Be a slave to your ego. All those people, the last 16 years, who quit, okay? Who quit? Egos couldn't take it. All right, any other questions? Prashna. Okay, very good. 50. Good no advisors. All practice wisdom is produced from the self-nature. It does not enter from outside, from the outside. If one does not use the intellect incorrectly, that is called the natural function of one's true nature.
善知识，一切般若智皆从自性而生，不从外入，莫错用意，名为真性自用。
Okay, he explains furthermore. He says, I hate it when I don't have Chinese because I really do not trust the English translations at all. Okay, sometimes they miss one word, one Chinese character. Like back there, we had the word 无耻, 俱来, 自由, 心体无耻 here. It's a very important concept. The 无耻 is a very important concept. Okay, that cannot be translated that easily. Okay, so let's see what. Okay. So he says here, good no advisors. Okay, meaning he says, if you think you have wisdom, good no advisors. He says, if you feel you enlightened, or you think you have wisdom and you're wise, you're smart, and so forth. Okay, this is so clever the way he teaches. He says, those of you who are enlightened, listen carefully. Yeah, good no advisors. Okay, because I certify you already to be good no advisors. But what about those of you who think you're smart? You think you are considered to be a genius. You're well educated. Okay, you have big accomplishment. You made a lot of money. You respect. You have social status and so forth. Okay, and you're here to learn more. Okay, all practice of wisdom. Is produced from the self nature. Okay. Arise on self-nature. So it says, this wisdom of ours, your practice wisdom that you have, you also have, all of you, who are learning the Dharma here are called good no advisors, meaning that right now some of you are enlightened already, therefore you are bona fide good no advisors. But because of the fact you're still around and we can't chase you away, that means in the future, you yourself will become good no advisors. So these sages like Master Huineng, he sees you as a good no advisor already. He sees me as a good no advisor already. Does it make sense? It's so beautiful. To him, it's no differentiation. You are not good no advisor yet, but he sees you as a good no advisor. He certifies you a good no advisor, good no advisor, good no advisor, except for one. You know what I mean? Okay. He says, your practice wisdom that I just described for you, it's from, it's produced. It arises from your self-nature, your Buddha nature, if you will. That's where it came from. It doesn't come from outside, so it wells up from inside of you. Don't go outside, look for it. Don't look for it in a book. Don't look for it for someone else. Don't expect someone else to give it to you. You have it already. No one can give it to you. So that's why he insists. He says, it's from your nature, self-nature that arises, meaning you own it. You have it. You just have to make it arise. Make it become produced. Just have to produce the wisdom from inside yourself. It's not from outside at all. It doesn't enter from the outside. Okay? The wisdom has to come from inside, not from outside at all. So don't go look for the wisdom from a good no advisor even. Is that clear? The good no advisor's role is to help you give rise to wisdom. He cannot give you his wisdom. Buddhas cannot give you his wisdom. You have to make it arise. You have to produce it yourself. No God can give it to you. No spirit can give it to you. No bodhisattva can give it to you. You have to make it happen. It is so Buddhist. Only the Buddhists will teach you this. Yes, 9.
I could be wrong, but I think I read in the Bible that the wisdom comes from God. Well, that's what I read.
God is outside, so it's not true according to the Buddhist teaching. Okay, that's all. You can choose to believe it comes from outside, that's fine. If that's the case, you never open your wisdom. That's the difference between success and failure. Okay? So for example, okay, what wisdom is there to cross your legs and endure pain? Seriously, ask yourself. Have you asked yourself that? What is the wisdom in why do you have to endure the pain? Five. Why?
Thank you, Master. The wisdom is to diminish your ego so you can produce prajna wisdom.
So why have to endure the pain?
I'm still trying.
So I mean, I can't endure the pain, he says. Yes, 9.
Because the pain will make you stronger.
Make it stronger, okay. What else? So pain develops muscles. You can't see my biceps, can you? Darn it. Okay? Why do we have to endure the training? Why have to endure the cold? Why do we have to endure the hunger? Why do we have to cross your legs? Why do you have to sleep less during the chanqi? Chanqi? Why?
To free yourself from attachment, Master.
To free yourself from attachments. Very good. What attachments? 7.
Master, to free ourselves from the attachment of comfort.
Comfort, very good. 2.
Pain makes you think less.
Pain makes you think less, okay. Anyone else? 6.
When you try to endure the leg pain, somehow kind of, for me, it generates compassion of other.
Compassion,
yes,
okay, very good. You know how difficult it is, how painful it is, okay? And therefore, when someone is in pain, you say, oh, I know, because I know how difficult it is to bear it, okay? So you can connect with the suffering and pain from others, okay? Yeah. Because in order to connect with people, you need to understand what it's like to go through that pain, that suffering. This is why bodhisattvas engage, go back into the world and, get dirty with you, do stupid things with you, and endure pain and suffering with you. suffer just like you, so that they can understand how difficult it is for you. They know what it's like to be depressed. They know what it's like to be manic. You know what it's like to be jealous. You know what it's like. They know what it's like to be hungry. You know, they know what it's like, how despicable it is to be poor. You know, to be despised. Yes? So why? Why do you have to endure the leg pains? 9. Yes?
It's also very hard to detach from knowledge.
Detach from knowledge? Okay. Because it works. Just endure it. The more you endure it, the more the wisdom unfolds. It's amazing. It starts first with the leg pains. Okay? And once you conquer leg pains, I used to panic. I say, what the hey? Now I don't sit for, I don't have any pain anymore. What to do? Before I can look forward to something to fight, to try to overcome. Now it's nothing else to do. You sit there. So what's the big deal? Okay? Now go ahead, JMT.
질문은 아니고요. 우리 그 결과부지하고 다리가 안 되는 것이 우리가 가지고 있는 5가지 욕망으로부터 벗어나게 해줍니다.
마이크 상태가 너무 안 좋은데요.
결과부지를 하면서 자기의 고통을 누리는 것이 우리가 가지고 있는 5가지 욕망에서 벗어나게 해주는 한 가지 방법이라고 생각합니다.
Enduring the pain is one of the methods to get out of our attachment, our desire.
Yes, very good. Here's what happens. Doesn't matter what you do. Okay? Doesn't matter what happens. Are you going to quit? Why do you quit? You quit because it's too painful to you physically, yes? You cannot take the pain. You are let's say, a well-to-do person. You have social status, yes? You earn your recognition, you earn your money, you earn your wealth, you earn your fortune, you're comfortable, which makes you comfortable. Therefore, for those people, when you teach them to endure carceration, what? But this is painful. This is so uncomfortable. What do? They quit. Sounds familiar? You know such people, don't you? Meaning your husbands? The husband say, hey, I work so hard all day, okay, all week, and you tell me to come to the temple on the weekend to endure pain? Seriously? What is the matter with you? Okay? So it's a first test. All these things are the tests, okay? Because the pain will make you quit. Okay, so the first thing you learn in a Chan is that, are you going to quit? And this is why the Chan training is very difficult for most people. The counterintuitive is a test that's too hard for most people. So that's why initially we screen people by teaching you how to sit in full lotus, and you don't sit in full lotus. I say, go go to the Hinayana temple. They teach you half lotus, and go to yoga, take Tai Chi, take whatever. You won't have to face this leg pain here. Okay, and those you who can handle it, okay, then you pass the first test. But from now on, we need to include more people. So you need to, because we need to enable, to help people produce more blessings. It's the lack of blessings that make them quit. Okay? You think that rich people have blessings? Not the right kind of blessings, not the superior kind of blessing. That's why they're weak. They cannot handle the hardship. They cannot handle the pain tests. Okay, the suffering tests. So really, the physical pain is actually a test for you initially. See if you can handle suffering or not. Your own suffering, can you handle it? Okay? If you have enough blessing, you'll be willing to undergo the training to handle your own suffering, physical suffering. Okay? And then next, after that, then you'll be taught how to handle your mental suffering. Suffering is also mental. It's not necessarily physical. What's mental suffering? Depression. Sounds familiar? Depression is just you feel bad for no reason at all. Yes? So the mental suffering will make you quit as well. So you get through phases, through tests to help you not quit anymore. That's the only thing that prohibits you from opening your wisdom, because you have the recipe, we have the process to help you become enlightened. It's you who decides to quit. It's because your blessings run out. That's all. There's nothing that we can do. It's not their fault. Okay? Okay, next let's go back to this thing here if we have a few more minutes. If one does not use the intellect incorrectly, that is called a natural function of one's true nature. Okay, so what he's saying here is mo zuo yung yi. Yi here is your volition, your thinking mind. Okay, your will. Okay, so how do you use it incorrectly? Your volition, your will. How do you use it incorrectly? And then it's a natural function of your true nature. Does anyone know how do people use their intellect incorrectly? Does anyone know? Yes, 5.
Thank you, Master. Yes, I believe you use your intellect incorrectly when you cause harm.
When you cause harm, right. Absolutely. What else? How do you use your intellect improperly? It's beautiful. The way he teaches is so beautiful. He says, you have this intellect here. If you don't use it improperly, that is wisdom. Isn't it beautiful? Just don't do it wrong, that's all. So how do you use it wrong? How do you use it wrong? Huh? Yes, 7.
Master, is it if you use it to engage in the 3 poisons?
Okay, you use the intellect to indulge, in your anger, in your greed, in your stupidity. Then you're doing it wrong. Yes? What else? Very good. See how beautiful the Buddhist teaching is? They first started by teaching you, the 3 poisons, and then eventually you meet with the 6th Patriarch teaching and say, oh, by the way, just do it right. Don't do it wrong. And say, oh, I shouldn't be angry. I shouldn't be greedy. I shouldn't be stupid. Huh? Because when I'm stupid, what happens? Master called me stupid, I get upset. Have you noticed that? Who are you calling me stupid? You see, what are you talking about? Okay? So, how else? Huh? Yes, back there, 1.
Using it in order to feel superior to other people.
Feel superior, yes. You say, hey, I'm better than you. I'm going to show to you I'm better than you. I'm going to outsmart you. I'm going to out-debate you. Yes? And outmaneuver you. Yes, 2.
To use it for self-gain.
Yeah, to serve yourself. Excellent. Okay.
To scheme people, to cheat people.
To scam people, to manipulate people. Mm-hmm. Yes? Yeah. To serve yourself. Yeah. Very good. Stop doing that. Okay, Martina? Number 2, anyone else would like to make a confession? 1.
Thank you, Master. I was going to say to use the intellect to calculate some way that you break the precepts.
You break precepts. Very good. Okay. Excellent. Okay. In Buddhism, the Buddha took the time to teach us something called precepts. When you violate the precepts, you're not using your intellect properly. Isn't that beautiful? Now you know why we have to teach you the 5 precepts, the 10 precepts, 250 precepts, 348 precepts, and so forth. Because your intellect tend to go against those. You have the habit energies that violate those proper use of your intellect. Isn't that beautiful? Yes, 2.
From Go Forth Daniel, is not according with conditions a wrong way to use your intellect?
Not according to, not necessarily. Okay, and the primary concern here is you do something, you do it wrong, so that you shoot yourself in the foot. That's how dangerous it is. It's not a casual thing at all. It's not like, oh, what if I, I don't gain something, if I fail, to cheat you, then okay, I try again. No, it's so serious that when you use the intellect improperly to serve yourself, to indulge in greed, okay, to break precepts in general, okay, when you violate those precepts, okay, that's improper use of your intellect, of your will, okay? For example, you say, I will make money even if I need to cheat and steal from others. More specifically, yes? Because people in the world have said, I will manipulate you, I will cheat you. As long as I get away with it, it's okay. So what's the big deal? Who's going to know? Your self-nature knows. That's how damaging it is. So far, so good? So it's about you stopping yourself. No one is going to stop you. You need to learn to stop yourself from shooting yourself in the foot. You're harming yourself. When are you going to learn? When are you going to wake up? When are you going to recognize how stupid you are? Huh? You don't know anything. And yet you say, oh, I understand. You can't even embrace. You have no wisdom whatsoever. He said, I'm better than you. Better than me? Seriously? You better than me? Huh? Okay? If you use the intellect, do not use, you see, it's so beautiful. Do not use intellect wrongly, incorrectly. Okay? It's not about using intellect right. It's about avoiding making mistakes with the intellect. Is that clear? It's not about doing the right thing. Don't do the wrong things. It's not about believing in God. It's don't do the wrong things. That's why the teaching is off. You understand? In Buddhism, it's not about believe in the Buddha. No! Don't believe in Buddha. You can say, screw Buddhas, and Buddhas go to hell. It doesn't bother Buddhas at all. As long as you don't use the intellect incorrectly. You can do anything you want. Oops, did I say something bad? In a heat of passion? You understand? It's so beautiful. Buddhism is not, it starts with not doing the wrong things. That's what stops you. Yes, 9. Stop manipulating people. Stop lying to people. Stop going for small gains. Stop cheating others. Yes?
So is it not when you say, screw the Buddha, whatever, like that? If someone says realistically like that, is it not just having the wrong mind already? And doing the wrong thing already?
What did you say again?
If someone says, realistically says, screw the Buddha, I don't believe in the Buddha, or things like that, is it not?
Is it my imagination? Did everyone hear him say it? What did he say again? Yeah, repeat it, please.
If someone says, realistically says, screw the Buddha, is it not really going towards the wrong thing already?
Apple, did you hear that? He said, screw the Buddha. I got it on tape. 3 times. So now the real person comes out. Poor Apple. Always hanging with the wrong people. Okay, so it's about avoiding mistakes. Because your nature will shine forth if you don't make mistakes. So suppose someone else makes a mistake. What then? Huh? The answer is none of your damn business. That's how stupid you are. But he steals. Oh, he's a bad person. Oh, so he doesn't see his nature. He has no wisdom. So what? How does it concern you? Stupid. And he said, but he's wrong. I'm not. I don't want to deal with you. I will reject you. You cannot come to my temple anymore. Or you're a bad person. I don't want to be with you. I don't want to be seen with you. Okay? Please erase my name from your Rolodex. Stupid people. You understand? So, this is the wrong use of intellect. That's because you're too smart. You think you know. That's the problem with people in the world. They're too smart. They think they know. Okay, we come to next time. Time is up. Next time we will pick it up from 52.